I know you're here because you want to improve your putting. Today we're going to talk about 3 things that tour professionals do to improve their putting, and we're going to answer the question, should you do those or should you not? So one of the things that tour pros do to work on their putting is they really focus on swinging up on the ball at impact. And I'm going to tell you right now, you and I should not do that. For starters, they have 2 hours a day to practice their putting 5 days a week. It's their job, part of their work. They do that every day. They get over the ball and they work on moving the putter face slightly up at impact. Let's talk about why they do that. There's 3 or 4 reasons. One of the reasons they do that is that the putter face is lofted 3 or 3.5 degrees, which would make the ball hop in the air. So by using a forward press, they remove some of that loft and the ball is more likely to roll than hop or bounce. Now they're trying to replace a little bit of that and make sure that they're on the upswing at impact. The top, or not the top, 95% of tour pros do that. You and I shouldn't do that because that's too much. You start doing that, you're going to top the ball and it's going to bounce, or you're going to hit it up in the air and it's going to have hop spin instead of top spin. You don't want to do that. A golf ball, you're not like on a tennis court. And a tennis court, you can get your racket under the ball and make an upstroke and put top spin on the ball. There's this thing called the ground in the way when you're putting, and you can't hit the ball in that way to get top spin on it. Plus, if you followed this channel very much at all, you know that if you hit the ball flat with a square putter face, square to the ball, not de-lofted, not lofted, but flat, what happens is the ball skids along the ground a little bit. There's no way to putt without that happening. The ball skids slightly because there's no friction in the air above and friction on the ground below. The ball catches and starts rolling. That's been proven in the labs with the high-speed video cameras, recording slow-mo and documenting that. It's also been proven in the studies, and you're going to love this. The top 5% best putters on the PGA Tour do not hit with their putter head going up. They hit with less than 1/2 of 1 degree of loft, so the putter face square to the ball. You need to work on doing that. I use a putter, my Honu has neutral loft, and it gets the ball rolling very quickly, very well. Second thing the tour pros do that you probably shouldn't do relative to improving your putting is they're constantly changing the hosel on their putter in a way that tries to make it match their stroke. And you all know what a hosel is, right? A hosel is this attachment, like this one's called a plumber's neck. This attachment that attaches the shaft to the putter head. The pros are changing and tweaking that all the time because as you swing the putter, the shaft's in the heel and it rotates. It's not mass balance or torque balance. It has toe hang or face balance. The putter tries to fight you and twist offline. The pros and all of us, every putter, virtually every putter does that, and we're all trying to compensate for that with our hands. The pros do the same thing. They change the way that their putter attaches to the shaft, the hosel, all of the time to try to tweak that up. That fact comes from Joe Talloon, who's a putter fitter for Odyssey. He goes around to all of the PGA events and helps them make those changes and tweaks. No, you and I shouldn't do that. One, because I don't have the budget to be able to change my hosel on my putter that's a ridiculous amount of money. Number 2, it's just too much work. Don't go out and buy a new putter, but next time that you buy a putter, get a putter like a Directed Force from Lab Golf or a Honu, or a putter that's simply balanced so that it doesn't fight you and try to twist offline. stays where you set it. No matter where you put it, it stays. Then you don't have to worry with trying to keep that from resisting and twisting offline, fighting against you. Third thing that tour pros do to work on their putting, and this is one you should do, is they constantly work on their setup. You don't see this on TV, but if you could go to a PGA event and watch them, when they go out on the practice green and before they start doing a gate drill or a target drill or even practicing putts, they take their putter and a golf ball. Sometimes they'll use one of those mirrors or another setup aid, and they will sit over the ball and work on their setup. How are my shoulders? How are my eyes? Am I set up perfectly right? The reason they do that, and the reason you and I should, is that if you're not set up in the same position every time, it's hard to be consistent and roll the ball like you want to roll the ball. So don't worry about trying to hit up on the ball or manipulate the putter head or changing your hosel or changing putters all the time. Work on striking the ball square and setting up in the same position every time. By the way, I'll put a link in the comments section to a couple of putting mirrors and setup aids that I really like. I'm not promoting them. If you like it, you can go check it out. Link to where you can go get one on Amazon. Try this, work on your setup, same position every time over and over again. Comment below on what you'd like to see. Give this video a like, a subscribe, and a share. And in the meantime, here's to you making more putts.